There's always going to be this discussion about whether your approach is fire and brimstone or a very loving and forgiving approach, which is the better approach. I think it's very simple. Gemara Meforeshet, story with Hillel and Shammai. Shammai pushed people that wanted to convert away. Hillel accepted them on their terms, which even went against certain Torah principles, but he understood that he'll bring them to the right path ultimately. And that really shows an approach where you can extend people that are ignorant of the truth of Torah because they didn't learn yet. They've been denied an opportunity to understand that their ideals and their ideology is wrong. And so we see from Hillel that we can extend leeway to people. We can be forgiving and we can have a soft entry point to allow people to come closer to Hashem. The Gemara concludes with 3 converts that this happened to. 3 converts that Shammai pushed away, and Hillel brought them in and said, how fortunate are we for Hillel that was accepting of us. And even though we were wrong in our approach and our requests from him, he was patient enough and he was smart enough to figure out how to bring us in and slowly bring us to the truth. And now look, we're all here, Tachat Kanfei HaShechina, we're all here believing in Hashem, with Hashem, and what an unbelievable service Hillel did for us. The Gemara, by at the end concluding with this closing story of these 3 potential converts that met, praising the job of Hillel, and mentioning how if it would have been up to Shammai alone, they would have been pushed away forever and never gotten their chance, is the Gemara, certainly in my opinion, telling us that the way to go, the highway of Kiruv is the approach of Hillel. Not to say that Shammai was wrong. Shammai, in his strictness and harshness that pushed them away, represents the left hand of God. There is a left hand of God, and it is a true hand of God. But it's not the way for the masses, and it's not the way for today. And the Gemara's conclusion shows us, anyone that learns the Gemara has to understand how to learn the Gemara. And there are 2 reasons why. I'll tell you why. First of all, even if for Shammai it was the right thing to do, which it absolutely was, he was a Gadol Ador, and he was L'Shem Shamayim, and he was on the level to gauge what he was doing properly. So even if it was the right thing for Shammai to push them away, you're not a Shammai. You're not a Gadol Ador, and you can't take on your shoulders the responsibility of maybe it was the wrong thing to do to push them away. So you have to follow Hillel's approach because it's the safer approach.